First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today we've got what's always a hard-hitting battle in the NFC North, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears. Here's the kicker, Jake Bates, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Throwing is Williams. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. A huge play there for Chicago. 49 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Second down and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw. Williams. Open man is Raymond. He's got it. So the completion gets him just a yard. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down. They gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
They'll go. Here's Williams. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So here are the Lions now backed up for their first drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And when you watch him play, everything just looks like it comes so naturally to him. When he's dialed in and finds that zone, passes are crisp, he sees the field really well, and he takes charge as the leader of this offense.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Let's see who's faster.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It always helps when you get great run support from your safeties, and when you get one who can actually read the play and get upfield and shut it down before it gets going, that's exactly what you're looking for.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Out of the gun, Goff. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Goff now looks to throw. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They try with Pacheco. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Lions first down.
They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 50-yard line.
Again, it's Pacheco. And he stopped immediately there. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
From the 50, it's Goff. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 38-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. Quick toss by Goff is complete. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you wanted to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Bears nothing.
So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. They'll go play action here with Williams.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Looking to throw is Williams. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. Pressure comes as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31.
Running is Manunga.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
27-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Second and 6.
Here's Manunga. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Brought him down. A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
To throw, it's Williams.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal.
This a 43-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. What a quick start to the drive, but not for the team that really needed it. In only a few seconds, the opposing QB found himself on the turf, and the defense is celebrating 2nd and long.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now it's gone. And he will find his man on the outside. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's to the tight end, Laporta.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 40-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. To the air, Williams. Throw right side, taken in by Adunze.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd down.
Williams going to sneak it. And he will have the Bears 1st down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
On the ground, it's Monangai.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Just shy of midfield.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now a 2nd and 2.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
The short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Lions' 38-yard line.
2nd and a couple.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
He was taken down at the
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and
Not
9.
a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack.
It's Gervon Dexter who got in to drop him.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
St. Brown making the catch on the out route.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're
Automatic
watching it,
first down.
partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
They'll fake the give. Now gone. In trouble, and he's taken down. Montez Sweat just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. A shotgun snap for Goff. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
It's a gain of 8. And it brings up 3rd down.
Here's Goff.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Onto the field now come the Bears. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Now 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, Williams. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Williams looking to do it himself.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
It was 3rd and long, so you had to figure that the defense would be coming with extra pressure. Found a way to get away. He couldn't see the imaginary yellow line on the field, but he knew exactly where it was and found his way there for a 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
They'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Here's Williams. Over the middle, he's going to find Burden.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Bears, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Play action. Now Williams. A short throw there. That's to Smythe, the tight end.
Call it a gain of a yard. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Lions' 48-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Throwing is Williams. That's to the sideline and incomplete. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Here comes the Bears punter now,
for the Bears.
as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And Detroit getting set to go now.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And St. Brown going to have the Lions first down as he'll get this to the 44-yard line. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score.
10 at the 44-yard line.
Off play action. Here's Goff. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll bring up second down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Goff. Open man, that's too small. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
Good sharp route right there. They're going to line him up out to the right. And since this is man coverage, his goal, find a way to get the defender to turn his hips. He's able to do so right there, and they get a connection for a first down.
Throwing again is Goff.
They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
And he gets it down to the 32.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
2nd down and a yard. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Detroit Lions first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Goff.
Throw over the middle. He finds Williams.
And down inside the 15 he goes. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
Now Goff. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So the pass goes out of bounds, but he was not outside of the tackle box when he threw that. He's got to be careful.
You and I both know if it's even close, they're going to give it to the quarterback. They don't want to throw that flag unnecessarily. So if you're just in the area, you're going to be okay.
Goff. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
Bates' kick is good.
And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Lions offense now with the football first here to begin quarter number 3.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Now Goff.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bears take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
good.
The result, a first down as a quick slant gets him 14.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now he'll try to run with this.
Williams loses the football. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And this will be a Bears first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
A gain of 12 yards. And the Bears first down.
Defensively, they were in the 3-4. Solid run up the middle. What made it successful?
Well, what you have to do is control the nose guard, but sometimes you don't do it by blocking him. You do it by influencing him. Get him moving to one side or the other and hit him back on the opposite.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
The ball carrier. DJ Reader brought him down. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 6.
They'll run here with Minungai. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down.
I would think as a play caller, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
To throw, Williams.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Williams pass. Intended for Colston.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
This game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line.
Tyreek Stevenson in on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and
It may be
7.
only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Goff now looking to throw.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Lions first down. It's a gain of 10. First down, Detroit.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense, and what a big-time play there.
Goes out left, it's caught by Williams.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
Back to throw. Gone. And incomplete here to bring up 4th down as the rookie couldn't haul it in.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 2. They'll run. Manungai.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense, and this home crowd, they're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw is Williams. On the move past the 40.
And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the 1st down.
Throw caught by Raymond.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better. Because so far in this game, no touchdowns to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a 1st down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Kyle Manungai taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Santos with the extra point, and we are even at 10 apiece. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field.
We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Kobe Bryant makes the stop on that one.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Goff now looks to throw.
Got St. Brown running the quick slant here.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And the Lions first down. A gain of 22 yards. First down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now a play fake, and it's gone.
He'll go right back to St. Brown.
And he's got this down to the 35. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
Detroit Lions first down. A gain of 12. And the Lions first down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 25.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Goff going to keep it himself. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's another Detroit Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
To throw is gone.
Over the middle, he's got to Slaw.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That puts him in excellent position, first and goal after a gain of 19.
First and goal at the 10-yard line.
Now it's gone. This is caught. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
A 9-yard gain brings up second and goal at the 1-yard line.
Second and goal from the 1. Here's Goff. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Temptation there certainly to go for this, but I think you have to kick it, right?
The temptation coming from the fantasy owners, right? I mean, there are some that are going to want to kick it because they may have that kicker, but overall, get more yardage, maybe a chance for a touchdown. But no, absolutely not. Run that field goal kicker out there. Kick it. You got to take the chance to take the lead right now. You don't want to put it back on your defense.
Bates' kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10.
Bears 10.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bears offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down. Delayed give there out of the gun. Defense was ready.
And I'm not a big fan of a draw play out of the shotgun formation because the quarterback's not having much action where he's getting away from the line of scrimmage. He's catching the football, making a little head fake, and then handing it off. You should be able to read it as they did there.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
Brings up a third
Maybe
down
just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Lions will take over. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. 43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Second and 4 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 4. Goff now to throw. That's complete to the Porter. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A gain of 6. And the Lions first down. It's a gain of 6. First down, Detroit.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Detroit Lions first down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice gain.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Goff. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 19. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
Detroit Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco.
And he stopped immediately there. 1 yard and now no yards have him looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to swell the lead to 6.
Bates' kick is good.
And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
2nd and 10. To the air, Williams. There's a short one caught by Loveland.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Throwing is Williams.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
He's got this complete to Burden. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
Open man is Raymond. He's got it. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. To throw, it's Williams. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Kyle Monungai, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears are an extra point away from going back on top here in the 4th. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused, because they still have some work to do?
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here's Goff and the Lions. Down 17-16, a minute 44 to go. Needing at least 40 yards, you'd have to think, to have a shot. Now it's Goff. St. Brown on the catch. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Goff. And that's caught by Williams.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Now 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up. Now Goff. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Goff now to throw. This to Laporta, right side.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
They'll come up now on second down.
He's back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's first and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Final minute, one timeout remaining. First and 10.
Back to throw. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their number one receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Out is Jake Bates to try the field goal.
This to almost certainly win the football game.
Bates' kick is good.
And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So they tried to ice him there, but it's fair to say it did not have the intended effect.
And I've known kickers that take it as an affront. And there he says, you think you're going to rattle me? Think again.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of two play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
guy, what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
They'll come up first and 10 here.
He'll look to throw.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill. When your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon, there's an incompletion right there.
Here's second down.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. This for all the marbles. And a flag comes out as that is batted down and incomplete. But I think there was early contact. Let's check the call. So the game will continue for at least one more play.
Cannot finish a game on a defensive penalty. That's why they get one more untimed attempt.
And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out in the end.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other, and they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from Soldier Field.